Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. If you are enjoying the daily episodes, please make sure you support the channel by pressing the like button and subscribing. And the question of today is, what do you think made XRP rise in price? Same goes for XLM. Why did they go up and why did the rest not follow? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm really interested to see you guys' answers. And today is finally the day that I can say that Baba Kugs was right. Sorry. Oh, I can't take myself seriously whenever I talk about this, but yeah, so Baba Kugs came out with a tweet today that reads, I said March 1st, phase 1 begins. I said May 31st, phase 1 ends. Since then, crypto bans lifted, national emergency announced, digital dollar and wallets advocating supranational dollars, oil collapsed, XRP pilots begin, Judy Shelton will be ushered in. Fact, Baba knows. Not today, peasant. And I just had a good little giggle right then and there when I read through this. I was like, damn, this guy must be having some straight up facts. So, no. Okay, so gotta give you guys a little bit of an explanation without too much of the kidding. And basically, Bubba Kugs is an individual in the space here that likes to do these riddles and give you guys some random ass info which you can interpret it in any shape, way, or form. And one of the things he stated, or she from that matter, was that March 31st, it would be a new phase. May 31st, it would end. And this has all happened, right? He's also stated some different prices before. And he's never really said one thing that directly, I find. He's just like, all right, something big is going to be happening now. Period, question mark. And then a couple months later, he says, yep, I predicted this. And basically now what we're seeing is that a lot of analysts are exactly in this type of way of thinking, a way of talking, stating like, yeah, I knew this, yeah, I knew this was going to happen. Yeah, I predicted the big XRP surge. Yeah, just listen to me. I told you guys this all. Or, yeah, you should have listened because I predicted this, blah, 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 blah. This video is a little bit of a warning to all the people that have been baited by such a guy. Just please don't trust it. Please, I keep warning you. Please, just for your own sake. All right, that's what these videos are for, to inform everybody in the crypto space to make better decisions in their investing, not to give people false expectations and scam them out of their hard-earned cash. Because what these guys are doing is not necessarily a very elaborate scam. They're not trying to steal your money directly. But basically what I find that a lot of these guys want is the followers, right? And the reach and the power sort of being kind of a, I don't know, riddler or predictor, or knowing things, like being found smarter than you actually are. Because a lot of these guys, they predict something by saying, all right, this next quarter, a couple of big things are going to be happening. And then once the quarter ends, they're stating, yep, it happened. A lot of big things happened. And all the things that didn't occur, they just let go. And if you know one of these other guys that does this, make sure you put it in the comment section. Let's compile a little bit of a list, because I want to block most of them. I'm kind of tired of all this type of stuff, all the riddles, all the stupid stuff that points to $2,000 per XRP, $589, $10,000. Yeah, I'm kind of fed up with it. It doesn't help me, and I kind of want to be, more real when it comes to the XRP experience. And I want to also revamp the XRP community a little bit to not accept that type of stuff anymore, and just go out with, out from facts and whatnot. Like King Solomon, XRP Owl, has also said on Twitter, let me be clear. I didn't invest in XRP because I thought it was the phoenix rising from the ashes. Now, he says he invested because it has more speed and utility than any other digital asset, period. I still believe there's dollars in a digital asset with use casing solving real world problems. And actually, I personally really quite agree. Now, can you still invest into XRP because it is quote unquote the phoenix rising from the ashes? Yes. But I think one of the main reasons most people should be invested in XRP is because it has a huge potential for real utility in comparison to the rest of these crypto. It has some huge potential to become a very adopted coin. It is working with a major company, Ripple, already in this sense, which is doing a lot of work for them. And thus, I think that's one of the main reasons to go for it. If you're going to go for the phoenix rising from the ashes type of strategy, you should also be prepared that you don't really have to watch the news too much. You don't really have to update yourself that often, I believe, because it's really nothing that's going to be given to you like simply or easily. All the things that you kind of are hoping to see, they'll most likely not be announced if you're going for this approach, because the phoenix rising from the ashes, in that broader theory, it is not really a thing in the theory that anything is announced. It will all go like in a flash, so to speak. So all you have to do is just wait, and it will kind of come back up. It will rise, but there's also no warning. There's also no progress necessarily. It's just kind of a thing that happens. And basically, my thing is just to warn you guys for all kind of hopium scenarios. But I think this is not an issue or anything like that. I think it's pretty fine if you believe that. It's completely cool. Anybody their own ideas. XRP Joker also stated this, which I noticed from a lot of people this morning, that XRP rose in price like crazy this morning with a huge surge. And that again made a lot of analysts claim that they knew this was going to happen and whatnot. And they said, oh, well, look at this. And oh, bullish stream, we're going to be going crazy bananas and whatnot. So a lot of that stuff this morning. It just really tires me, guys. Because I bet you 9 out of 10 guys, maybe even 10 out of 10, won't be able to tell you what happened exactly. Because I don't think anybody really knows. Is it something directly happening, like one partnership? No. Is it a little piece of utility that just got announced or anything like that? No. Is it, one partner that just turned the switch on? No, most likely not. And that's, I think, what hurts people the most. Not knowing what caused these huge increases in price. And why is XRP/XLM so uncorrelated right now to the rest of the crypto market? Nobody knows. Trust me, guys, these guys don't know. They might give you a story. They might act like they know, but they don't. Because otherwise I would have told you by now already. Right? I take at least 8 hours a day to look into crypto, finance, and at least related technology types of news. At least 8 hours a day. Right? That's what I look at my computer screen for. And if there was something like that happening to XRP or to a major partner, I would most likely know. Right? I've been digging very deep into XLM the last couple of days because a couple of you guys on Twitter, which I'm not going to name just yet, but I will do pretty soon, have told me that XLM is actually a pretty big competitor due to a couple of things, right? And actually have a couple of really good things going for themselves, which I want to check out because I want to get my picture as broad as possible so I can give you guys the best information, but also make my own best investment ideas. And I recommend everybody to do that. But in order to get myself a good picture, I have to know everything that's happening to these coins. I have to know what makes them more special than others and what makes them do good in bad times like this. And that's really what I'm going to take today for just looking more into XLM, seeing what caused them to get such a rise going. And I tried for XRP, but really there's nothing pointing towards it. One of the things I could see, however, is that it got pushed by XLM because they're quite similar in essence, and there's such a couple of good things going for XLM that XRP got dragged with it because they're quite similar. And right now, some people are having kind of an existential crisis where they don't know whether they should be going for XRP or XLM, what the difference is, and why this one, why that one. And maybe that might be a little bit of a piece as to why these coins are doing it, but it's just a little bit of a theory. I've also seen a record amount of stellar articles being published right now. I actually have often complained about not being enough stellar articles, at least there being a lot of price analysis articles like now as well, but not enough, traditional updates and more normal news, what you find with Bitcoin and XRP and Ethereum every single hour or 15 minutes. But still, you find like one good article every day or so. Now, a lot of these articles are popping up. Stellar Lumens surges 13% as crypto markets hold gains. And one of the cool things is that you will not find any article here really state what happened or why it could occur, right? Just take a little bit of a second, roam the internet a little bit, and try to find what made Stellar pump. A lot of these guys don't know, right? And we're now wondering, which is a bigger question and a better one, is Stellar Lumens, which broke out, gonna be reflecting into Bitcoin? And that's actually crazy to see, because like a year ago or so, I believe a year ago, I don't remember how long ago, but a little while ago, a lot of people told me this will never happen. It will never happen that XRP or XLM, or I believe there was another coin, ADA or Tron, I don't remember, that one of these coins will rise because of themselves and then let it flow over into Bitcoin. I specifically remember that I got laughed at for actually talking about that, talking about kind of individual rises in price. So a rise from a couple of cryptos that might reflect back into Bitcoin. A lot of people were discussing back then that wasn't possible. Now again, we got proven that it is. All right, not saying I predicted this at all, not saying that at all. Just saying it is possible for a cryptocurrency to have uncorrelated moves to Bitcoin, and that later on to reflect back to Bitcoin, which might be happening relatively soon. We're not quite sure because it hasn't happened yet. But basically, to just kind of to summarize what I just said here, we questioned whether or not it was still possible for some cryptos that are still correlated to Bitcoin traditionally and on the everyday to still make a very uncorrelated move to Bitcoin that is not pushed by Bitcoin itself, but moved kind of or driven from its own progression or own demand actually. And today has just been another big up on that expectation. It's happened a couple of times for Chainlink, but I sometimes consider Chainlink too small of a coin, or at least, a little bit different in that regard. I don't know. With XRP, however, since it's the third place, if they make a very uncorrelated move to Bitcoin, I think it's a way bigger deal, and it kind of points towards something. And now, I don't really know what it is quite yet, but I think this move means a little bit more than most moves we've seen, just because of the severity of this difference. It's really strange to see it happen this crazy big, and thus I'll be taking a couple of days here to check back into what really happened and what's going on and why there's such a huge dramatic shift. If you guys have any more info, share it with me instantly. Be generous, all right? Write as much as you can and share it to me on Twitter. You do you, because I'm trying to find the whole picture out. For Stellar again, gonna be giving you guys some cool updates tomorrow with all the things I can find. And I think there's a good chance, a good likelihood, a good probability that XLM has a lot to do with XRP's gains right now as well. Because I do think XLM is actually the catalyst of this big run up here. And I'm hoping it's going to be also transferred into Bitcoin. Because that would mean we're not being that difficult. It will mean there's actually not that much else going on. It just means like, okay, XLM went into a little bit of a rush first, which moved over into Bitcoin. If it stays the way it is, however, with Stellar and XRP being very high in the plus, like 10% or so, Bitcoin still being at +0 or +1, something bigger might be on our hands, because that's a really absurd move and I got to do some really deep digging. So yeah, that was it for now for the update. Basically, to quickly summarize, that you shouldn't trust these analysts who are all now claiming that they knew up front already, because most of them really had no idea what was going on. That's my firm opinion on that. Make sure you know what you're investing for and make sure you act accordingly. If you're investing pure for the speculational hype type of scenario, I don't think it's necessary to follow up all the news. Just sit back and wait it out, and maybe, invest appropriately with percentages if you're just hyping in, chimping in, I could also state. If you're really here for the utility, I guess it's also more appropriate to have a higher percentage. Again, the percentage might deviate for anybody, so I can't state on that. XRP did really good right now. We don't know what caused it. We don't know if it's Stellar or if it's really just an XRP move and Stellar and XRP being uncorrelated and they just made two separate run-ups. Could definitely be so. And also, we don't know whether or not Bitcoin will be following Stellar and XRP move, but that will decide whether or not we should make a very big deal out of this or we can still keep it cool. Because my opinion is, if Bitcoin follows up with this rally, there's not that much going on. If Bitcoin doesn't follow up, there's a really big thing going on here, and I will talk further if we get to that point. So that was it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow in another couple of crypto videos. No more videos tonight. Tomorrow is going to be the next one. Hopefully you all enjoyed and learned something new, and think with me here. I'm not against you. I'm not trying to do any FUD or any angry type of stuff. I'm just trying to help everybody out, and I want to get this story straight together. So if you have any updates, make sure you share it on Twitter. See you guys again in another crypto video. Take care, everybody, and have a very nice day.